Hello and welcome all back to Election Time News Canada. Today is Thursday, April 24th, 2025. We are a very, very short 4 days away from the Canadian federal elections, and things are looking more and more secure at this point in time. I have no idea why my page is unloaded. And while the Liberal Party is struggling a little polls, they still have a large 4-point lead, which is part of an insane comeback over the past few months. Election Time News is your one stop for all things elections and politics, from summations to poll reviews and news. Subscribe below for more content like this about American, Canadian, and Australian elections. Right after the Canadian elections, I'm going to be going right into the Australian elections because those are happening right afterwards. Remember, there's never a dull moment in politics. Now, on to the video here. We do have the polls here. There's a huge spike. It actually peaked on the 12th, and since then it has slowly been dropping. The Liberals now are down to 42.5% after being at 44%, but that is still a large gain from where they were in very early April, and now they are starting to come back together. The New Democratic Party, the Bloc, has started to gain a little bit of traction. The Greens are still on the way down. The People's Party is still struggling. The New Democratic Party has basically plateaued at about 8.5%. So that is almost certain at this point. The Liberal Party might actually get a bit less. That was interesting. A bit less than 42.5%. It's going to be a bit close, but they will most likely, almost certainly win the popular vote at this point in time. Looking at Kalshi, which is a prediction market similar to Polymarket, they have 85% chance. It has gone up a bit recently. 85% chance that Mark Carney will be the Canadian Prime Minister after the election here, and so in a 16% chance for Pierre Poilievre. So this is a very good odds. This is likely bordering safe. 85% chance, less than 1% for the New Democratic Party, and everyone else less than 1% as well. So all of those are for the ignore the comments. They are people being ridiculous because it's politics. They are definitely going strongly in the favor of the Liberal Party, mostly based on some of these results here. My page is unloaded. Let me look at the 338 map for the election. If it'll take its time loading first, then that's fine, but we can see that based on this one projection, we have 43% plus or minus 5 for the popular vote for the Liberal Party, 38% plus or minus 4 for the Conservatives, New Democratic Party 9% plus or minus 2, 6% plus or minus 1 for the Bloc, 2% plus or minus 1 for the Greens. And based on this, it looks like not much has insanely changed. None of it is still a Liberal win. We do still have Churchill as a Liberal win. Few other important Liberal wins here. What on earth is going on here? And so, don't mind the technical ridiculousness here. And so, but we're still seeing these strong conservative regions. I think these are now a bit bluer than they were. I think these are now firmly conservative wins. Looking down here in some of these competitive areas, a bit further down near, the Ottawa, Toronto region, we can see, these competitive districts are now leaning conservative as we're getting closer and closer to election night. We can be more and more certain about these as well. I'm going over to the federal, which let me guess this is going to, have unloaded. We can now see that the projection here, 188, but now we do have this lower bound is underneath the majority line. So there's absolutely a lot of uncertainty here. The Bloc's 22, Conservatives 123. So, looking at this, of course, we can go down here, and the odds of the outcome for 330 based on 338 Canada, 72% of a majority, 20% of a plurality. This was almost 0 a week ago, and CPC plurality was at 0, less than 1%. So 92% to 7. This is also a much better one for the Conservatives. Actually, they now have a percentage here. So this is absolutely a change in the projections from if they were held today, obviously. And so that is a big difference here. You can see as they got a bit closer to overlap, you see, look at the somewhere around mid last week, you would see there was 44-38, 43-38, plus or minus 5%. And we're getting closer, which means that there's actually a bit, not as much time left. Here we're at the 23rd. This was yesterday. We still do have a full, this is the 4 days left. So with how short the campaign season has been so far, it's quite a bit time left. But this seat projection, they have gone up a bit more. The Conservative Party has gone down a little bit more. But this was the worst the Liberals did. Was on the 21st. Was the last they had done in their projection since March. So, and again, odds of winning the most seats and election outcome, you can see that it actually plummeted from right around the very beginning of April. It was 93% chance of a Liberal majority, and then it slowly collapsed. It had a bit of a rebound in the second week of April, and then has slowly dropped down to actually had a 9% chance of a Conservative plurality, 22% chance of a Liberal plurality, which we have right now, and Liberal majority, 68%. Now it has started to go back up a little bit to 72%. A lot of changes here, but then you do now have the odds are in favor of the Liberal Party. So things have started to collapse a little bit for the Liberal Party. There's definitely a chance that things could get a bit shaken up. I am going to do a riding by riding prediction of all of the seats right before election night, but that is going to be for next video. I am also working on a long-term project right now, which is why I haven't been uploading as often, so make sure to be watching for that. I think that everyone will be able to appreciate it. So, on that note, thank you all so much for watching. If you are Canadian, make sure to go vote in a few days. Go out and vote, and have a fantastic rest of your day.